Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a session full of laughs, inspiration, and a whole lot of energy. Please welcome to the stage, actress, comedian, and all-around powerhouse, Tiffany Haddish, for her session, I Curse You With Joy.
We haven't even started yet.
I know. Good afternoon, everyone. It's time to have some fun.
Well, thank you. That was quite an entrance.
Thank you, Jené. I just wanted to show off my pretty dress.
I know.
It's expensive.
We love the dress. We love the dress.
My stylist told me to take the Apple Watch off, but they paid me to wear it, so I will wear it.
So, Tiffany, backstage, you were just telling me about your week. This is 1 week out of every week that you got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's like 52 in a year, right?
Yes, there's 52 usually.
Yeah, usually.
I was tired just hearing you.
Really?
So, yes.
I was excited.
Tell me, and tell us everything you got going on this week.
Okay.
And why it's so special that you're here with us.
So this week, I flew into, well, that was Monday. Flew into, what today? No matter. I flew into New York on Monday, flew out of New York to Paris. I went to Paris, France for Fashion Week, darling, because I'm really into fashion, darling. I feel like clothes tell stories, and I love to tell stories. So I went to Paris for Fashion Week for a day, flew back to New York yesterday, went to the dinner. There was a dinner last night. I went to the dinner, and then afterwards, I went to this little nightcap thing where I met these little fancy men, young men, that they work in clean energy and stuff. So and I'm very into that too. So got to meet them and talk to them, and then I went to bed. Then I woke up this morning, got beautiful for y'all. Appreciate it. Every woman in here knows how hard it is to paint a face. That's why I hired somebody to do it. And then, to paint my face. And then I came here, and then after this, we'll do a dinner, and then I will tomorrow go up to PA, I'll go to Pennsylvania, I'll meet a few congressmen, and do like a brunch thing, and then after that, I'll do a comedy show at a casino, and then I'll drive back to New York, get on the plane and go back to Paris, and then I'll go to a few more fashion shows, meet a few more designers, because I'm gathering people, because I have a master plan that I don't know if I should tell you all about, but it is quite awesome.
It is.
And it's gonna be stupid, it's gonna be ridiculous. Like when it happens, I'm gonna be like, dang, she mentioned it. And then from there, I'll go to Bermuda and I'm gonna relax.
See, I told you.
It's called jet setting, darling, and it's success. That's what it is. Success.
No, the reason I bring that up is because, everyone knows you for comedy. There is so much more that you're involved in. I mean, we are at a tech conference, and we are talking about business. And so tell us about all of the businesses, and particularly the digital business that you're involved in.
Okay, so yeah, I'm involved in a few businesses. So I'm involved in a company called The Bizio. I'm one of the two owners. There's two owners, there's me and Richard Thompson. And we are we're doing big things. We're on the continent of Africa, and we are running a stock exchange in one of the countries there. We're running a few hospitals. We have a whole POS system. And we're in one of the school systems in New Jersey. And I constantly bother David for advice on how to be a good, owner of a company, which I'm learning. I mean, I'm from these streets. The way we run things is different than the way corporate run things, but I'm learning. And, but it's not that different. It's just you got to use different words. Just use different words. Get that shit over here, motherfucker. It's not how you say it.
Now that may not be the best.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what you think, but that's not what comes out your mouth. Like, could you please swiftly bring the products to the... So I'm learning. And I'm also involved in building a grocery store. And I want a majority of the products to come from Black vendors and Black farmers. And then whatever we can't get from that community, and we'll go outside of that. And it's not going to be your typical grocery store. There's going to be financial literacy classes and cooking classes, because I'm a firm believer, especially from when I was homeless. Once I got the right kind of food in my body, my mind got clearer and I was able to get out of that situation. When I was eating wrong, it was like my whole world was collapsing around me. And like food is a drug, and if you're not putting it together right, it kind of like messes you up. So that's why the Food and Drug Administration work together. I wish they was two separate entities because, but you know, whatever. Anyways, I'm doing that, and in doing that, it's taken me to Africa, where I'm meeting farmers and I'm meeting creators of products, and I'm like, I can't wait to see like made in Zimbabwe, made in South Africa on like on my products. I just look forward to that. And like sharing that with the world, like this is from the motherland, y'all, which most of the stuff that we use today is from the motherland, but it goes somewhere else first and then it comes to us. And so we think it's from China, we think it's from Italy, but really it's like from Nigeria or from Zimbabwe or from Kenya, but we don't know that part because they don't tell you that part, you know, because the raw material might have came from here and then it goes up there and then they you know, put it together and then whatever, fabrication. Anyway, so I'm doing that, and there's a few other things I'm invested in and that I'm doing. I do a lot.
You do a lot. You were trying to do some deals backstage.
I know, I was running deals backstage because I'm a wheeler dealer, you know what I'm saying? I like to see things grow. Like, I got involved in a company called Supernatural, where like, it's an exercise program that's, you know, through the goggles, and I just did it because I found it to be fun. And then they let me like teach a class or two on there, and then next thing you know, Meta bought it, and then I got like a big old check. I was like, what? This is crazy! And I only invested a little bit of money, and now I'm balling. Let me put that money in this. Like, and so it's like, oh, it's so much fun. I love finding new things, new products that I believe in. I only work with things I believe in. My fans, they know that about me. They know me to be genuine. Like, I won't promote anything that I don't think is worth it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because it might be worth it. They might say, hey, $1 million for this alcohol brand. And I'm like, but I don't drink no more, so it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not finna be out here being fake. But if you gave me like, you know, $30 million in an apartment building that I could put some foster kids in, then I might go ahead and roll with that. You know what I'm saying? I might go ahead and have another drink or two. Hey, if I could house some people, if it could change lives, then it's worth it. If it can change lives for the better, then it's worth it to me. But if it's not going to change lives for the better, and it's only going to make my life better, then it's like, it's not worth it to me in that way either.
Yeah, so that's what drives you. That's in terms of how you think about your investments.
Yeah, all my investments that I make is always how will it affect me if I put this in, this a time, this money, or this whatever, and how many lives will it save? How many lives will it change? How will it change the community for the better? How will it make other people's lives better? And if I think it will do that, then I will roll with it.
Absolutely. So, yes. So one of the things, I personally think stand-up comedy is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world because you're literally on stage and you're vulnerable and you get instant feedback. But one of the superpowers of comedians is you just observe and you comment. Like that is literally, you're spending your entire life. I mean, you told me about your travels around the world and that's all you're doing is listening to people and observing. And then you make up you figure out what you're going to say after that. But how does that benefit you in the business world?
Well, okay, so my favorite thing is that, and maybe this is just my perception of it, but I think a lot of people think I'm really silly and like, oh, she might not be the smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed, but she's fun to be around, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm fun. But I'm also nosy as hell. I ask questions, but I figure out ways to ask the questions where it seems like, oh, this is playful. But in the midst of playing, because playing, when you play, like as a kid, you're learning things. You're learning social skills. You're learning communication. You're learning agility and all these different things when you play. So in my mind, anytime I'm around certain people, I am playing. And my game is 21 questions, but don't let them think I'm asking them questions. Like, but I'm learning. Like, I just want to absorb and learn as much as possible so that I can be a better and more productive human being, so that I can like influence the children that I work with and the people, my staff, and all of that to be better and influential. So people always expect me to talk a lot too, which I will do from time to time. I will do it, but I also shut up as soon as I think I hear something that can enhance or better my life. I will hurry up and be quiet, and I'll be like just leaning in, listening. And I notice, smart, really smart guys, they love that. Men love it, they love it. And women too, they love it when you ask them a question and you go, and what else? And how'd you do that? That's crazy. What made you think you could do that? Ooh, could you show me how to do that? And so in doing that, I've built really great relationships, and I have grown so much. Sometimes I think about where I came from, and and I'm sorry, I get emotional and I don't want to, but flashbacks of how I used to think I was really stupid, how I thought, oh, I'm gonna always be homeless, nobody cares about me, how I thought I'll never be around anybody successful that could teach me, I'm only around this, why am I in this? But I understand now why I had to be in that, so that I could appreciate, so I could appreciate and I could really open my ears, shut my mouth, and learn how to make it easier and better for other children that are going through this that I went through. And now they don't have to suffer as much. They don't have to think oh, I used to think it was the end, oh my God, why do you even have me alive? This is I'm a punching bag to everybody. Why am I everybody's punching bag? I can't handle it, But I could handle it. I could survive it, and I can, it's okay. Sometimes you feel damn, why is everybody attacking me? But maybe those attacks are to strengthen you, because success is not an easy thing to carry. It is heavy, and you have to be strong enough to carry it. You have to be graceful enough to handle it and don't drop it. And you have to also know how to bestow it upon others and how to properly distribute it, I think, because it's just not all for you to keep to yourself. I had to learn how to share. I had to learn how to care. I had to have an understanding of suffering. There's a certain amount of it that's I love God, right? That's my favorite in the whole wide world is God, and my spirituality. I think it's the most awesomest thing, and it's what's kept me going for so long. And I remember you have to be, it says it, you have to be long-suffering, and you have to bear witness. And sometimes you're in places that are uncomfortable and feel like crap, and you don't want to be why is this happening? And you have to shut up and bear witness. And write it down. Be able to testify. Sometimes in order to testify or to have a testimony, you got to be tested. And so I accept my test. Sometimes I pass. Sometimes I fail. But at the end of the day, I am able to teach others, and I'm able to learn too. So.
I love that. Love that. And it is such a heavy responsibility. I mean, being a celebrity and you have, expectations placed on you. So how do you deal with that aspect of it?
Well, see, I don't even worry about other people's expectations, because my expectations, I think, are more important. God's expectations are more important. What the world expects, that's whatever. Some of them, I think they expect you to turn, literally, people, I think they expect me to turn into a unicorn in front of their eyes. I only do that at home alone, stupid. But I can't worry about what the world expects of me. I have to check in with me. Am I comfortable with the choices that I made? Can I look at myself in the mirror and feel like I'm doing good in society and contributing? And when I don't feel good about it, why don't you feel good about it? What did you make the mistake in? How can you make adjustments and make sure this never happens again? Right? And be an example of, just because you failed in this does not mean you won't succeed later. I don't know nobody successful, I don't know nobody that's winning in their field that did not make mistakes, that did not fail. If I ever meet somebody who never failed, who never made mistakes in their field, I'm gonna assume that you work with devil. You work with Lucifer himself. You are a demon. You are not of this race. You are not human. You are alien. And show me your leader, because I want to cuss them out, because no fair. You have to fail in order to succeed. Hello? That's what I feel like. But maybe I'm wrong.
No,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think you might be right.
And if you pay attention to other people's failures, your failures won't be as bad, because you'll learn what not to do.
Yeah.
And how not to move. And that's been my journey, learning what not to do, and and accepting responsibility for whatever failures I may have. because I got some. I ain't perfect. You should have seen me eat that ice cream this morning. Girl, it was good, but it's gonna get me later. It's gonna get me later.
All right, so with the theme being unlocking the future, and you have been very vocal about your journey and your journey in Tiffany finding Tiffany. Where do you go from here?
Well, I did marry myself about a month and a half ago in Africa. I got married. What? Like, what? Yeah, I married me. Bam, I bought me
Is that
this.
your ring? Ooh,
that's me.
All right, I love it.
And for me, like, unlocking the future to me is like understanding the past and being willing to make the decision not to repeat those same mistakes. And in looking for new ways to elevate and expand and being willing to listen to fresh thoughts, new minds, and like plucking the good out of, because there'll be so many people give you ideas, they say so much. It's like plucking the things that resonate in my body, that feels good to me. So like, I'm always a big believer in a full body yes. Like, what does my mind think? What does my heart feel? What does my gut feel? And if everything feels good about it, I'll go for it. If my mind is like, yeah, do it, but my heart is like, I don't know, and my gut's like, then I'm like, no, I can't do it. Don't want to. Everything has to be in alignment. Everything has to feel right for me. That what I've learned over the years too, if I don't listen to my instincts, I usually end up in a really bad situation. But when I listen to I feel like my body's more wise than me. My body can sense more shenanigans than I can. And so listen to it. If somebody's saying something messed up to me and I start feeling sick, like, I'll say to them, what lie are you telling me? Because it's making me sick. What you're saying to me right now makes me feel sick. Now, I don't know if I'm actually sick or if you lying to me or you playing with my feelings, but it's making me feel some type of way. So tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Or just like lay it out, because I'm feeling sick about what you're saying.
Yeah.
And most people be like, what? Okay, well, let me tell you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, the truth finally is here. And then I respect that person more. And then either I'll do what they want, or if that doesn't sit well with me, I won't do what they want. And I'll be like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Nah, let's another idea, something else. Let's visit each other down the road on something else, because this is not sitting well with me.
Yeah. But
like honoring those feelings, and like, I just always want to create opportunities for others to grow. And I think that really is the future, is, you know, like AI is coming in, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I like it. I like it. It's making things like, because my emails be a little bit, yeah, and then I run it through the AI and then make it more, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's better. You took 4 curse words out. That's probably, I shouldn't send that. You right, AI, you right. But I really feel like they're gonna feel, but you know what, this is more appropriate. And then I always put at the end of it, if you want to hear my true thoughts, unprofessional way, call me. Like, everybody calls. Everybody calls.
I'm sure they take
Every
you
single
up on
person
it.
calls and they go, what? Okay, tell me. And I'm like, okay, you ready for this? Because I think it's some bullshit. Okay, this is why I think so. And then they get to laughing and they like, you're right though. You're right.
That is fantastic.
And then we make millions of dollars. So.
See? It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
I don't know if it's simple, but
yeah, well, you make it
things.
sound simple, but it takes a long time to get there.
It does.
Long
Trusting
road.
yourself. And that's the one person you
lesson.
should trust
That's
out of
the lesson.
everybody in the world. I mean, you live with you the longest, you should know. Like,
that's right.
And you should listen to your instincts. I feel like the most successful people that I know listen to their instincts. And they also listen to the people around them that are usually really wise and really smart too.
Yeah.
And they do well. They do well.
Well, if you can believe that 20 minutes is now up, has passed.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm good at burning up minutes.
But it's been a true honor and a true pleasure to have you here. I have you back.
Yeah.